alive. Whew. Let me do resin runs real quick, and then we can get into the event. I'll just wait for people to get in. Still farming artifacts for Yai, so that's what we're doing. Maybe Fischl can get an upgrade too, who knows.
Witness the power of Gugwa. There is no escape.
I think Ball might have been a bad choice to take with me, but it's fine. Yoimiya is powerful now. I did crown her now, so there's that. It's very great.
There you are, eavesdropper. Everybody stand up, rain cutter. Fire hazard. Blink. Over here. Blink. The merrier.
Once I can't shoot.
Torn to oblivion.
I think that's gonna do much. Ah, these can.
Let me amuse myself. Teamwork is strength. No, my soul. Yeah. The fuse is lit. Looking merrier.
Oh, let's go. Hi, Angry. How are you? Oh, early stream? Yeah, it's because I was supposed to stream yesterday, but then I didn't feel like streaming, so here we are. Yep. Good afternoon, Ashley. Hello, how are you? HP. Oh, yeah. I usually stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I just didn't feel like it yesterday. I was just So, here we are. Early stream today. I don't feel like drawing, so we might actually draw later, but for now, I didn't want to draw. I wanted to get started on the new event. I actually now have 100% exploration in Inazuma, so I was pretty happy with that. I did that all yesterday. I was looking for the last artifact, well, not artifacts, last chest.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
So I'm actually exploring.
Here comes the fireworks.
So I'm actually doing stuff. I'm doing good, just making Yu-Gi-Oh deck in the new Yu-Gi-Oh game. Oh. Hope that's going well for you. Hope you're able to build a decent deck. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh or how to play it, so I do know about Yu-Gi-Oh, but like I watched the anime, but that's about it. Making a Turner junk deck. I called the deck Funky Junk. And obtain. And we got a crown. I need a flower. Wait, did I just use regular resin? Did I not use condensed resin? I don't know. That only gave me 1 gold, so I must have accidentally used regular resin.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Ah shit, this was a mistake.
No, my sword. Yeah. Witness the power of Google. Fire hazard.
Finally rained today. I'm happy. Nice. I mean, didn't you guys have a heat wave? So yeah, it's good that it rained.
A mystic reprise. Rain outlines your fate. Let's light it up. Are you? Teamwork is strength. Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Let me amuse myself a little. Over here.
Making bullshit rule cards doing things they can't do, acting like Pokemon for some reason, and made up cards from anime. Oof. Hate to say it, but the anime is pretty shit explaining the cards. Ah, okay. I'm pretty sure I used... No, I didn't use condenser. Fuck. Ah! I'm using the wrong one. Why? Hi, JRM. How are you? I mean, I need to use it up anyways, but... Do I not have any condenser resin? I thought I did. Oh, I only had one. Never mind. Fuck.
No, my sword.
I did do domains yesterday. I was like, I don't think I did any domains.
Time for a light show.
Shit. Benny's heels are gone. I was farming Joania's talents yesterday, so I could crown her. So yeah, now she is a double crown. So would she be strong? Just have her heal up a bit.
Time to act. No, my sword. Witness the power. Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape. Over here.
Oh my god, where the hell? There we go. Doop 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 doop. So excited for the new event. Let's see. Nope. It's okay. It's okay.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Doing good and waiting to pull Ganyu though. Oh, you're getting Ganyu. Nice. Well, I hope you get her. She's really good. I'm saving for Yai.
No, my sword.
Come on, get your old Shincho. Come on, you can do it. No?
Time for a light show. Let me weave you a verse. No, my sword. Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
One down.
Over here. Fire hazard.
Oh yeah, I read more about the Komi-inspired manga, but it's adorable.
The more, the merrier. Oh, now you've got me worked up.
There we go.
Just once.
Haven't played this game in 3 months. That reminds me, I should Komi. Yeah, same. I should, but there's so much I have to do. Should get back on this game. Yeah. Oh god, I forgot Yamika is next. Yeah, exactly.
Rain outlines your face.
That's mainly why I've been trying to 100% everything so I can get the Primus. I'm pretty sure I'm guaranteed the eye now with the Primus I have, but I do want Kazuha and maybe Kokomi, but then like Ayato is coming out too and I don't know how he's gonna be, so I'm like, too many characters, I don't have enough Primos. Like at this new, like this raid, at what new characters or like characters that I want are coming. Like, I need a new place. I need a new map. I don't have much Primos left out in the open in the world, so yeah. I redeemed myself from the misclick on Albedo and now I got Shane. Ah, nice. There's always the option of wallet. I don't use wallet chan though. Sure. Let's get all those Primos, because those are Primos. I need Primos. I already have Zhongli though.
Stabilize. Freeze.
You're in for a little shock.
Dodge this.
Come a little closer.
Don't get frostbite. This is order. Solidify.
Let's spark things up a little. Come a little closer.
Please, can I switch? I don't want Lisa.
Frozen in time. I will have order. Cool it. Freeze. Don't get frostbite. Cool it.
There we go. You got a Ganyu? Hey, nice. Ganyu is good. Ooh, 20 Primos. Let's go. Let's try Ganyu. I already have her too. Kinda glad that this banner is like 2 characters that I already have.
Dodge this.
I feel like my Ganyu hits way harder than this. Question, have you ever thought of making a banner for your Twitch channel? I did. I tried uploading one on Sunday because that's when I updated everything on YouTube and stuff like that as well. Tried to make it and it didn't look good, so I have to get back on it. I don't know how to make it look good. Cause like it wraps down the sides for like the computer one, but then I don't know. It's interesting.
Witness the power of good.
Cause like I updated it everywhere else. I updated it on my Etsy, I updated it on Twitter, on YouTube. So like I updated everywhere else. It's just Twitch looked a bit weird.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Let me weave you a verse.
Freeze.
So I don't know. I have to see. Ow!
Time to act.
Oh, so sorry. Dodge this.
I'm surprised how nice looks a channel or site when you upload the banner. Yeah. I did that with, well, it looks amazing. Do not continue challenge now. Pero yeah.
Freeze. What's the dodge this? This moment will be frozen in time.
Back off!
Oh, so sorry.
To ashes!
Okay, there we go. Easy. Okay, and next we shall claim, and then I haven't really played Tianfei. I think only once so far, but that's about it. Oh, she's all alone, damn. You don't get to try out any other character with her. It's just Yanfei.
Motion to compel. Inadmissible evidence.
Interesting. Like, yeah, her story wasn't good at all. Yeah. Well, okay, we did that. I'm curious if there's actually gonna be voicing done, if there's any story for the event. Go to quest. Oh, do I have to finish this? I guess we're doing this. I guess we're finishing this. I started it by accident, and I guess we're gonna do this one. I guess. Oh well. Teehee. I thought this was Shenhei's story. We have to do Shenhei's story to do the event? I guess. Interesting. I got my Ganyu. Hey, congrats! Now to level her up and give her a weapon.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Ginseng, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Handlebar wife. Oh my god, angry no.
Thank you.
She's really eating them.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you.
How did they taste?
Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of
Anything
sweet
yummy
fragrance.
is worth saving
After
for?
consuming
Yes.
a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Don't know if I should try for Zongdong or wait for Yai.
Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
I mean, Zongdong is good, and I feel like
enough
they
about me.
are gonna implement
your
shield
plans from
more.
here?
Especially with the new mob that's coming out. Shields are really good.
In the rebuild the Jade Chamber
And
competition.
because of that, a lot of people are thinking that he's gonna be really good in the Abyss. But
I
Yai
see.
does look pretty
I
strong,
heard something
so
about the contest when I was passing
yeah.
by.
Yep. You get to ask
might
Nibelung
want to
any
ask
question you
Noble
want if
on
you
that.
win.
He knows more about like the actual stats
Were
and stuff,
you
but I
interested
don't.
in the contest too, Shinha?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade
Interesting,
Chamber,
yeah.
but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow. You really don't have to. But having
There's
an
a
adeptus help out will make things a whole lot
Special
easier,
drawing
so...
mates that came out 6 days ago. Ooh. Sure thing, let's
Then
join
let's not delay.
forces.
I have a plan.
There's a plan.
Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever.
Okay.
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot.
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay?
Lol.
Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there.
Baisu.
So,
Yes.
it's
I want
you.
him so bad.
Baishu? What are
He's
you doing
coming out
here?
soon too, hopefully.
Lady
Hopefully.
Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Oh.
Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't
Okay.
ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into
Look
my
at his little
customer's
neck.
personal
It's so
affairs.
cute.
Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi.
Oh,
Meaning
Chi-Chi.
Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I
It's
don't
called
suppose
Boo Boo
any of you
Pharmacy.
are looking for part-time
They named it
work
Boo Boo
by
Pharm-
any chance?
I didn't know that.
Oh no, we've got other stuff to do. While
Okay.
you're here though, you seem to know a lot.
Guess I didn't pay attention
Have you
early
ever
on.
heard of something
That it's called that.
Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the 7 Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare
How's
indeed.
his jacket staying up?
As
It
far
looks
as
like
the
a
records
jacket, but I
show,
guess not.
Virtually
Looks
all
like
Sunset
armholes
Vermilionite in
and a-
existence has been mined
maybe
and
not.
taken possession of.
It's just a cape.
But the
that
Feyun
looks like
Commerce
he's
Guild would know
actually
far
wearing
more about this than I do.
A jacket over his
Okay
shoulders.
then, let's go
Okay.
ask at the Feyun Commerce Guild.
So in April we have Kaguya-sama Komi and Childharo. That's gonna be a blessing,
You're
yeah.
quite welcome. Good luck to you all.
Oh yeah, it's
and
not
if
a
there's
jacket.
anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Yes, I'll come to Boo Boo Pharmacy to see bees. I hope this makes this. I hope they make this guy play. He is. He is gonna be playable. He has a vision, so most characters that have visions are gonna be playable.
Master
So.
Xingqiu, thank goodness
Yeah.
you're finally back.
Beizu is apparently like possibly coming soon. Maybe.
Oh,
Who knows?
Why
I
do I
don't know.
detect an urgency in your voice?
Because Sumeru is next, and so we need characters to introduce us to the Dendro element. Beizu would be the closest one, as well as
The
the
guild
little
has had a whole
lolly that
string of
they
strange
had
orders in recently.
art for.
Everyone's been completely caught
I
off
forgot
guard.
her name, but those two.
Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders
So I'm
by
assuming
type
those
for
two are
now.
gonna help
I'll deal
us
with them
introduce
myself
us to.
Oh, how
Sumeru?
wonderful. Thank you,
So
Master.
we'll
With
see.
you on the job, I can
But I mean, the
breathe a sigh of
chasm
relief.
comes first. So I don't know.
Xingqiu, glad you're here.
I mean, the chasm leads us to
We wanna
Sumeru,
ask you
so
for some information.
I don't know. We'll see.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being.
Yes, yes,
And we'll
Dendro. I
discuss the
wish
matter
they
of the
hurry
guild's
up.
orders
by
in more
releasing
detail
it.
later on.
I know, right?
Understood, Master
But they're
Xingqiu.
probably gonna do
May I
it
leave
like
you
a
in
little,
peace?
a few patches before Sumeru releases, so that we get like introduced to
I
the
wasn't
element.
counting on finding you here today.
Or they're gonna
What's
be
going on?
released with the
And
region,
how,
and
pray
they're
tell,
gonna
may I
lead
be of
us over
service?
to that new region.
Xingqiu, have you ever heard
So we'll see.
of Sunset Vermilionite?
But I
see.
mean,
So you've entered Lady Ningguang's
it's soon
contest
though.
as well.
Isn't this like 1.5?
As well? Do you mean
Or is it 1.6 that we're on?
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession
Because
of
hopefully
some Sunset
at
Vermilionite.
3.0
only
there's a
one
new
piece.
map.
We are holding
Hopefully.
it on
We'll
behalf
see.
of
I
someone
don't
who has
know.
asked us to put it up for auction.
I don't know. I
And
hope.
a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
500 million?
Damn. That's so expensive.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
But without any Sunset Vermilionite,
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Sea Gazer.
who?
Never heard of them.
Hmm.
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some Sunset Vermilionite.
Is a name? I don't
After
know.
Sea
I
Gazer
guess.
passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, disrespectful? With him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him.
Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before.
Isn't that what you've been
May
doing
I
this
ask
whole
where
time?
you read that?
Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go.
Woo, we're going. Okay, where are we going to?
There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine.
Oh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long.
Monsters.
So please, be very careful.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Okay. We shall go. Where is that? have to show you something interesting later? Okay.
Let's see. Shincho said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
It's probably underwater. The fuck? What the fuck did she do?
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
How does she know how to do this?
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around.
Okay.
Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Where are you going, Sealy?
The Sealy got to here in the...
Okay. Sure. Where's Diona? Diona? Am I blind? Oh yeah.
Need my help as usual?
I don't know if this has a puzzle or something.
Would be nice.
I'm assuming it doesn't, but just to be sure.
What? Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here? Oh, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe this is the
there
abode
are.
of that Adeptus.
I'm glad
With
I
any luck, the
brought
sunset Vermilionite
each
we're
other.
looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh?
Wish me luck, hope
Isn't
my
that
last
the Sealy from
back
before?
to back is not
Look,
cursing.
It's gone and snuck beneath the
I hope you
clouds.
get it, Songli.
And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and
Look at the
trees
top
here
left
don't seem
corner.
complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
Okay. What the fuck?
These
They
are not
just
real clouds.
really liked each
They
other
are
and
the
then
product of an Adepti
go
art
each other
used
out
for
of the way,
spatial
I guess.
partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
Oh god, it feels like I'm gonna fall. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh yeah, Shenhe. I don't know that. Oh my god, Songli, please. Oh my god, how? How?
Solidify!
Fine. Next one. I don't like this. Oh, that's fog? Yeah, but like you can kind of see through, so it's like, oh, you could fall.
Witness the power of Gua.
Time for a light show.
And the last one should go right there. Okay. That's nice. They don't have enemies up here where I can die.
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this? Ha! By ordinance divine. Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate. No more pew pew. Obey. Do your master's bidding.
Interesting.
The core of the
I
mechanism
didn't
is
really
exposed. Now's
play
our
with
chance.
her that much. What the? What do I have to do?
Gather.
What does it want me to do? I know. The fuck does it want me to do? Oh, heard it. Okay. I'm just stupid. Hi, Enemy Cake. How are you?
Whoa! We're gonna fall!
Paimon's overreacting.
Is everyone okay? Look! The Celia's disappeared beneath the cloth again!
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Oh.
Stabilize.
Let's go! Unleash!
Hey, subject. How are you? I figured there had to be another one.
It's not over yet! Think you can book?
Order guide you. Rise.
Look at you, Boomtown!
Almost dead.
Cryo incarnate! Manifest!
Fire hazard!
Oh. There we go. Yeah. And now it's attacking me. Okay.
We're gonna fall! This time, we're really gonna fall!
What the
So
fuck?
high! Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently.
Nah, I got it.
Hey! That Sealy's on the move again! Let's catch up with it! Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a
Touch it.
closer look.
Did I touch it again? Oh, the chest. Do I touch it again? What happens if I touch it again? Do I touch this one? No, doesn't do nothing. Okay. There you go. I mean, I can still hurt pretty much bad, even if there's not. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't want to move anymore. That doesn't want to move either. Okay. Okay. Noah's playing Genshin. Yeah. I mean, the new thing came out, so makes sense.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a verse.
Time for a light show!
Apparently I have to do this before I can actually do the thing.
A festive reprise!
got to hard pity, but third 50-50 in a row. So I'm assuming you did get.
This is order. Stabilize.
Witness the power of the wild.
No surprise from that. Genshin only stream. I mean, he did stream something else yesterday. So I mean, he does stream other things. I was asking him why, because he was thinking about things to stream, and I was like, why aren't you playing Monster Hunter Rise, right? Because he started. He's like, oh, I don't think people are interested and it's boring to watch. And I was like, don't, like, I didn't say it, but I was thinking, like, don't you think people are kind of bored of Genshin 2 at this point?
Sunset Vermilionite?
And a half hour D&D. Yeah. Yeah, by farm frame in advance, ain't it? But it always returns to that game. Well, cause like, actually like updates, you know? Remember when he streamed Monster Hunter 2 times? Those were good. Wait, does he always say that? Goddamn, yeah. It's like, oh, people wouldn't be that interested in this. Even if he streams it one time a week, at least it'll give him some variety, yeah. Oh well.
Is this the Sunset Vermilionite? It's so huge. That's true. But then again, why isn't it floating?
Plaustrite doesn't float until it's activated.
Oh.
It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe. You seem to know everything about this.
People want more content.
Only because my master
I know
is
I'm
fond
gonna
of chatting
keep
about
streaming
these
Genshin
things.
because people are not
The moment
interested
she
in
has
anything
some time
else.
to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story
He's
after story.
he's actually wailing.
care
What
for her
is he
stories
wailing
most
for?
of the
He has
Hold on a
Ganyu.
sec.
He has Song
I
Li. What the
just
fuck?
realized something.
What
If
does
we
he need to
activate
wail
it
for?
here,
The fucking
there's
weapons?
No way we'll be able to get it back to the site.
Why
right?
would he want to get the
We'll be
weapons?
dragged up into the sky too. But
So
if
quick.
we
He's
don't
actually
activate
wailing
it,
right now.
How else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely.
Yep. Weapons. Oh my
Don't worry.
fucking god.
I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are
Why?
you sure?
Please don't worry. I'm well my safety.
That's right. Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything. But if
Wailing for
something
weapons,
this heavy
yeah, I
lands
know.
on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the Plaustrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength much? We can't slow down yet.
Oh well. I guess it is what it
Up and away.
is. That he's willing for weapons. Do. Doop. And here we are.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
Oh my god.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself?
Lol.
She's got to be one of those adepti, surely.
O mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations. This item is approved for submission.
No.
I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhua, and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest Plostrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Well, helper.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the finest piece of Plostrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Yep.
Shenhua, Shenhua, just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises.
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before.
Oh, wow.
They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
She's
Shenhua?
not.
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed.
Sure, if it's that easy.
Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Guess accommodations are far more comfortable.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
We have a hotel? Damn. I guess we don't have a... Well, we have the teapot. Why don't we just bring her to our fucking teapot? Have her stay in there. Why do we have to go to a fucking hotel where we have to pay? Doesn't make any sense, but okay. Too far, couch closer. This is more of an Airbnb rather than a hotel.
Hi there. Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here.
You're so close to basement.
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just to the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhua, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready.
We have 2
Paimon's gonna
different
go see if
rooms.
there's
We can't
anything
chill
good
with
to
our
eat around
friends.
here. Paimon couldn't help but notice One of the guests walked in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before. Let's buy one for Shenhua too. She can have it as a midnight snack, or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper.
Have a good rest.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Could have invited you to our teapot and not have to pay for a hotel.
Hey! Isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
Okay. Doing a good thing here about hopping on Genshin just to mission. Oh. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, we shall talk to Cloud Retainer. Yeah, just tag along and come home. Hello.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhua too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhua feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus
she
name
wanted
instead.
us to call her fucking
Her Adeptus name. Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
I thought so.
You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Yep.
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
You okay there, subject?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed.
No.
One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival.
Yep.
But not so her. That she was
I mean,
able
yeah,
to
she kills
endure
a
such
fucking
terrible danger was due
when
not
she's 6.
only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was
There was
so much for
37
3 subs
comfy.
for 6 months.
one
Thank
dealt
you.
with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
Oof.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhua might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind, and she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age.
Oof,
Seeing
so sad.
that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her.
That's so sad. And so when China talks about her master, she means...
Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Xianhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her
Genshin
well
lore
adapted to
histories.
practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were
The enemy
willing to
logic,
train her.
Paimon, don't question it. Yep.
However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive.
Oh.
Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well.
It's kind of sad. Who the fuck is that? Is that
It is
Shao?
only by fate that people's paths may cross.
Someone's going into
Now
our
that
hotel.
Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
I think someone's trying to enter.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect.
Well,
The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today,
it's not.
danger is always lurking in the shadows.
Yep.
Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to
know the
observe how
world.
she will respond
Thanks.
to the coming storm.
Same
If
here. I
she
don't even know
handles
what
it
it means.
admirably, one is
Let's
willing
look
to
it
be
up.
a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your
It
time.
means easy.
The
Oh,
night is
okay. Well.
approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
So, Shenhe isn't an adept.
I was surprised because it said, like, see, meaning that in Spanish. Interesting.
Hey, so, Shenhe,
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I
Oh,
was worried that something may have happened to you.
it
So
was
I went
her.
outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, master is
How's you, Ashley? I'm doing good.
very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated
Like a
me as you would a
mom.
friend.
Loves
For this,
talking about her
I'm very
kid.
grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title Friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going.
Wow.
After all,
Still calling her a little helper. She even like told us she's not a little helper, she's a secretary.
If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a
What is
little
your
more
favorite
slowly.
dream pet? For me, I want a husky or a wolf.
And another thing, we bought some grilled chicken
husky.
drumsticks on the way back
Especially a
last
wolf,
night.
they're
There was a
huge and
place
fluffy.
just outside.
I don't think I would want a wolf, but husky, I'm fine with. Now let me go and do that real quick.
Here's one for you, Shenhua. Try it! They're so good.
Add Astra.
My favorite animal? Ooh, tiger. It's cool.
I
Keep
concur.
calling her.
It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable
Emergency
than those I've cooked.
Back to here. I'm surprised they won't let me start the event. Oh, what? Damn, that was quick. Damn. These people be acting fast. I remember we used to have a white tiger in our local zoo. His name was Namaste. Sadly, he passed away from natural causes. Aww.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bylin! And hey, Vado! And hey! Person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the
Lol.
Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin,
He's very
we
hungry.
brought some new materials
No,
to
he's never
submit.
hungry.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto? You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
He belonged to
So
a
even though it's
magician
rare,
from Las
we're not
Vegas.
the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
When he was a cup, but when he got
I've got some introductions to
bigger,
do. This
that's
is
a
the renowned
magician,
Miss
sent him
Yun,
over to
or
our zoo.
Yunjin,
Luckily,
probably the most famous
still,
figure in the Liyue opera
remembered
scene.
his old owner, and
Greetings.
he could get excited.
These two are
when
Paimon
he
and the
started-
Traveler, both
Aw,
good buddies of
that's
mine.
cute.
And this is, sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhua. I am their friend.
Friend. Good to meet
That sounded like
a friend
friend
of a friend
in
is my friend too.
quotation.
Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question.
In terms of actual
That's why I
animals,
joined
I
the
think
contest.
both normal and
Thanks to my
Arctic
father's
ones,
connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plostrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side.
Wow.
I'm gonna get Yoonjin from this event.
Are competitors now.
I don't think she's that good, but I just want a collection of characters.
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think?
Sounds great, but
if there are other types of foxes, I would like them too. I'm surprised
I see where you're going with this, Miss Yoon. The plostrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores.
Okay.
From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials.
Snake would be
I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Suling if he's heard of them. You guys.
But then, like, they did add snakes to one island, and there were these birds that laid eggs
we'll split into
in
teams
the trees,
and whoever makes
I believe,
progress first brings all
or
of
on
us
the
a
ground
step
because
closer
there
to
weren't
victory.
any natural
I'm gonna
predators.
take off.
And
See you
so
later.
the snakes ate all the eggs. So the bird was a kingfisher, and so they weren't able to reproduce. Well, they reproduced, but their eggs got eaten, and the birds themselves got eaten too. So now the kingfisher population is down really, really low. So what they did is capture all the kingfishers and are breeding them now to bring back their population.
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit.
At the aquarium that I volunteered at, we had like a pair of kingfishers, and they were like the perfect DNA match for them. So they were far enough away DNA wise that they could breed, but they hated each other so much. So we had to like let the organization know that like handled everything, being like, yeah, they're not gonna produce anything. So we got a new pair, and they seemed to like each other though. It was very funny. What have birds here that are local here? Some of them endangered, having a snake in Hawaii. Yeah. Makes sense. But I mean, I guess you can kind of trust the zoo.
Are you here for something off the shelf, or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master John.
How are you?
We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a wonder core.
Sometimes people don't think before doing stuff. Oh.
Who's asking?
Kingfishers
My name
are cool.
is
Yeah.
Yoonjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past for stage use.
Had to get rid of
Yoonjin? Stage use?
And ants.
Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day.
Yeah,
Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon.
It's
Even
only
folks
one
who
snake
don't make it to
and
the
gives
opera
it,
all
yeah,
day
so.
like myself.
Should be pretty obvious if one
you're
snake
here to
is
ask about wonder
missing.
cores, huh?
Probably has
As
some
it
microchip
happens,
in it, yeah.
I do know
So.
how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the
Plus,
original
if it's only
Jade
one
Chamber.
snake on the island,
The types of ore needed to make wonder cores are
then
a little
it's hard
to
for
come
it to
by.
breed anyway,
Lady
so
Ningguang
it's
supplied
fine.
them herself last time. I don't
Once
suppose
a
you've
video of a
brought any
guy in
yourself?
China who
We
had
are gonna ask you what
trained
kinds of ore we need.
a raven to fly about, find and pick up,
Sure. Well, you'll need
drop
two
cash
kinds.
and bring it
Star
to
Splinter
him for
iron
food.
and Subrosium.
Yeah, there's someone on
If I remember
TikTok who
correctly,
is feeding
Lady
their
Ningguang
crows
sourced her Star Splinter
in
iron from
the
Mount
backyard.
Tianheng
So
area.
she puts
They
out
say it
nuts, and then
resonates
she
with
has like a
visions.
little like container where they can put in
It could take
like
some
shiny
work,
stuff,
but
and now
if you
she's
stick
trying
with
to
it,
train
you'll
them
find
to
some
bring her
eventually.
back money.
As for the
It's kinda funny.
Subrosium, though, that's trickier. It's all but unheard of on the market. I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine Damsel of Devastation also takes place on that mountain. I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some
Training
inspiration.
crows for money.
Let's not delay.
As well.
We should
Yeah,
head
right?
straight there.
But imagine if everyone did that. Then the crows wouldn't bring back that much money. I mean, they would have like a lot of things to choose from where to eat, I guess, and like the best food gets all of it, I guess.
Such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top.
Having a feather friend would be nice. In the
This is quite a trip down memory lane for me.
Had a drawer filled
Look at
with
these majestic
paper
towering
money. Damn.
peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in
My
paradise.
parents knew a guy who found a wounded hawk and raised him. He got very close with him. One day he saw the hawk flying with a string of sausages, so he decided he couldn't keep him. Oh my god.
No wonder the legend of the divine Damsel of Devastation.
My keywords making me look like I'm having to. Yeah, no worries. I
Adepti
understood what
wander
you meant.
oft where mortals seldom stride. Indeed, this looks like a place that one might expect to be frequented by Adepti.
The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's the story about, though?
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool. A hero story? They're Paimon's favorite.
The legend first arose in this area. It is said that there used to be a prosperous village on the mountain. In that village, there was a loving couple who were completely devoted to one another. One day, a terrifying monster appeared. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his spirit and drove him to madness.
Replace
The vile
but a
and vicious
multilingual
monster
corpo is
told
hard
the villagers,
to find.
"If you want to live, you must
expensive
sacrifice a
when you
child to
do,
me."
yeah.
What a nasty piece of work. Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place.
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a
What
little
the
girl
fuck?
suddenly stood up and came forward.
No, don't do it, little girl.
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation.
What is this, Shenhe?
When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor.
Yeah, it's just
Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world. And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air. That's how the opera ends.
I really like this story. But I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she was given.
Oh my god. English, German, French,
I've never
Russian,
considered
Farsi.
that before.
Japanese.
Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of
There's so many
deviation from the
languages.
truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script
That's really
for this play,
impressive.
I
Damn.
suppose his intention was to inspire his audience with the character of the divine damsel.
I think it's a great story. The ideal story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go get ourselves some Star Splinter Iron! Yeah!
Assuming it's up top then. Now, I always wonder how you type in Japanese keyboard. I used to work for Voice of America as a translator out of the Air Force before coming out of Voice Guy. Ooh. Yeah, I have to explore Liyue. I have a time challenge over there. I wish I remembered my Latin lessons. Well, I mean, but Latin's a dead language. I learned Latin. It would be useful for okay, for history.
No, my soul! Ring cutter! The fuse is lit!
Noble was complaining yesterday that he has nothing to do in Genshin, right? And I was like, well, it's kind of his fault for doing a 6-hour stream of, like, Genshin when the Economia came out first. Could have divided it up in multiple streams, but no. I don't know where these things are. Is it that? Okay, I'm missing one though. Oh. Psh. So I was right about skill issue. Obviously. Ah, yes.
This should be enough Star Splinter Iron. Now we just need to find that
Latin gave us the
symposium.
alphabet. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Have nothing to do. Let me stream Genshin. Yeah. Well, because today the event came out, that's why. He's gonna do the event and then have nothing to do again.
Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us, sir. Huh. He didn't seem to catch that.
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if you happen to know anything about Subrosium.
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Shenhua, Yunjin,
What the fuck?
let's have a look
I
around.
love Noah, but he impresses me as a man.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me.
Resistance with
I'd like to have a word with
when
this
it comes
gentleman.
to the things
If that's
he
okay
is
with you,
passionate about.
Uncle Mingjin.
If it weren't for school, I spent 8 hours playing Genshin too young.
Shenhe.
I've been playing way too much Genshin recently, just to get
The rumors were true.
just to get
So,
all the
all
primos.
these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium, but I think you can find some
Shenhe's
information
dad.
in the village. And this place is deserted
Games
now.
like these, I
No
take
one
my
ever
time.
comes here,
Yeah.
so you can rummage around all you want.
Huh? You know this guy, Shenhua?
Thank you, kind sir.
Uncle?
We'll go and take a look around.
No, it's her uncle.
Don't
okay.
worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite safe.
Okay, then let's see what we can find in this village.
Never played Genshin, but it does look awesome.
What's this?
However, for me, its time is precious. Ah, yeah.
So, now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an Adeptus. And she is about the right age.
Genshin's not my kind of game.
So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with
What
her.
kind of games do you play?
I should have
Ingrid?
noticed it earlier. According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually the daughter of the loving couple. And she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster by her own father.
Oof.
Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. It wasn't her choice to enter that ghastly situation.
Not into
She was
RPGs
forced
that
into it.
require to keep track of the stats so much. Prefer games with endings. Do like the lore and the exploration. Okay.
It looks like my father may need to make a few revisions
So I'm
to his
assuming
beloved
if
opera.
Genshin didn't have the whole like artifact building, leveling up, and choosing weapons and stuff like that, you would have played Genshin, I'm assuming then. Oh, just.
Ooh, will we find any firework materials in here?
Yeah, okay. I've even taken part in the couple of
So
Rasha
it seems
streams
that
while
Shenhe's
commuting
father
between
thought he was summoning a
Shanghai.
benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's remains, which took the form of a monster. His obsessive yearning for his deceased wife led to a terrible tragedy. The villagers moved away in
like
fear,
Fallout, for
without
example,
ever
that's
learning
an
the
RPG.
truth. And now, this place is deserted.
God bless 5G.
Still, I do wonder what the connection is between Shenhe and Mingjin.
Who's Mingjin?
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there.
I have not explored this area at all.
What do we have here?
Where the hell hell does it want me to go? Don't understand. Let's see, thank you. Is it this house up there? Maybe. Oh yeah, it is.
This is it! So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk. And let's go back and tell Shenhua the news!
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by.
No.
I never imagined it was you. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual.
Close friend. Oh, there's a
plenty of
Celia.
chances, but I couldn't bring myself to stand up to him. I just let things happen, let it all escalate. Well, we all know how that story ended. I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a chance to apologize to you.
Oof.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way. There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love. Nothing.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the Adepti. So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not, the truth is, I feel nothing at all.
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhua, we're back!
We are back. Woo.
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhua, it brings me some solace knowing that you are okay.
On the cutscene, I hope someone gets hit.
Tell
Oh
you
my
more
god,
about the
angry.
old times next time
So
we meet.
mean.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhua, look. This
It's
tells us
supposed to
how
be
to find Symbrozium. All we gotta do is go to the middle of that lake.
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhua, there's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Oh.
Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary.
Yeah.
It turns out that many of the details in the divine Damsel of Devastation are not true to the facts. So I'd like to change them.
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now that the main character is standing right here in front of me, I cannot simply dismiss your lived experience in favor of my father's fiction.
So see.
It's okay. I like your version.
Oh.
But,
my master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others, just like the girl in the opera.
If I had to
But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity to see it for yourself yet.
Shenhua, Yunjin, cut the chit-chat. Let's go. We can't let someone else beat
so
us
mean. There's just see like I'll get it later.
Up and away.
How far? Let's just teleport. Let's just teleport way faster. Water's so clear here. Was it 1745? I think it was 17 and not 7. Zhao. Pretty, yeah. Okay, Zhao. Let's bother this little emo boy.
What brings you here?
He seems so pissed off.
Have they found a solution to the danger in the sea? Ningguang didn't tell you. Something has happened in Guyan Stone Forest.
Oof.
According to the contract, as an Adeptus, I should not get involved for now. But these things can be unpredictable. I have a contingency plan of my own. Only a single mountain lies between here and Niue Harbor.
Yeah.
If things get out of control, I will defend this place myself.
Okay. I wasn't even supposed to talk to him.
That's everything we need! Let's head back and report in! Paimon's curious if Beta...
Make sure to not cut by the... Huh. Oh, get cut by the... Oh my god.
Goodness.
So, are they okay?
This is some top quality ore you found. I think I'll get a good end product out of these. Guess now it's my time to shine.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing?
Yep.
I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research for him to get up to speed.
You know,
leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business. Don't worry. It won't take me too long.
And the one with Chi-Chi.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils next, but where should we find items relating to the Adepti?
I'll sort that out.
Oh? You got this then?
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti for years. I know a thing or two about making sigils.
Okay.
When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber, so she sent me to deliver some Adepti sigils to her.
No.
Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. There's so much basic knowledge that I lack. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all. But either way, I'm very glad to have met you. And I'll take care of those Adepti sigils.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink waiting for you.
Well, thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Okay.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts work. Maybe I'll learn something.
What kind of noises is Noble making? He's making some weird-ass noises.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master's, I can assure you there will be no quality issues.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Oh.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else gets there ahead of us.
I mean, if they have to forge it and everything, I don't think they're gonna be able to finish it before us. What's this, by the way? Assuming, yeah. Mine 10 things. There you go. Do 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 do. Freaking stamina, jump over, and we're here. Don't think anyone can get their hands on the Adeptus sigil except for Jolly.
Oh, already? All three of you found them together. The Wonder Cores and Adepti sigils look good. It seems that we found our winners.
Oh, we did it.
I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are the Traveler, Yunjin, and Beidou.
What? It's over already? I haven't...
I can't believe it.
Lol.
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber, where Lady Ningguang is waiting for you.
Huh?
Ningguang?
Where's Beidou? She was right here.
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to. She will join later. Please come with me for now.
All right then. Guess we'll head on up to the Jade Chamber. This has been a long time coming.
I just want to do the event. There's so much. Why didn't I do this earlier? I don't know.
Combine the Adepti sigils
Rika's
with the
gonna
Wonder
roll.
Cores and insert them into the Jade
Well, yeah, he
Chamber's
wants
control
Ganyu.
compartment.
Yeah.
The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, it will soar into the sky. Thank you all for your work.
Yeah.
And
Miss
he wants
Yun,
Mona. I was
I've
telling
already
him
heard
he
something
could
about
lose
the
his
reason for your
50-50, get Mona
involvement.
that way, and then
You are looking for a venue for your
save
new
up
opera,
and get
aren't you?
Ganyu.
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of
Noble's
Miss Yun's
streaming
brand
it?
new
Oh my
opera surely
god. So
requires a venue of
he's
equal
in
grandeur.
Rika's account right now.
So what would you say if I proposed that we stage your first performance right here, in the newly built Jade Chamber? The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city. It is fitting for the finest performance to be hosted in the heavens. I can think of no better stage for you than here, Miss Yun.
Fine.
Thank you, Lady Ningguang. Then I will prepare my props and other articles shortly. Please allow me to bring all these aboard the Jade Chamber.
Oh no,
You're
Rika
quite
sharing on
welcome.
this guy.
It's truly what a good opera deserves.
Traveler, Shenhe, Paimon, I'll be leaving now. Do come and see my play when the time comes.
You're
Oof,
next.
I see he hasn't gotten
What is your
anything good so
question?
far.
I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts. Please, don't waste your question on this
He's getting a lot of Beidous though. Beidou's pretty good.
You're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh well. Guess Paimon will ask a question then.
Another
Managing
Beidou.
a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital, connections, sensitivity to
If
the
he
trends,
continues
and
like this,
instinct
he'll
for
have a
what is good
C6
opportunity.
Beidou.
All of these traits are crucial. If you want to know how to make money,
Xingqiu
I will honor
is
our
pretty
agreement
good too.
and give you an answer. But that is not to say that it will work for you.
Wow. Paimon hadn't even asked the question yet.
Your question was written all over your face.
Wow.
Now look, you helped me rebuild the Jade Chamber, and I intend to repay you handsomely for it. So I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance, you may seek employment here. I will pay you at the highest rate of remuneration.
Great! So next time we run out of Mora, we just need to come to Ningguang? No more questions from
Damn,
us.
Rika.
You got a question?
Such bad luck. Damn.
Yes, this is a group effort.
Aw.
Thank you. But I don't
And
have
who is
anything
it?
to ask.
Are you sure? This is a
Is it
once-in-a-lifetime
actually Ganyu?
opportunity. I'd urge you not to squander it.
Yeah, just don't.
Oh, he got his Mona finally though.
Paimon can probably think of another one.
Lady Ningguang, do you think
Told
I can ever
him.
fit in Liyue Harbor?
I told him.
Now that is an interesting question.
Told him he could have
Liyue
lost his
Harbor is very
50-50.
inclusive. As long as you
Well.
respect the rules here, you will not be turned away. So the key is
More
whether
luck
or
than
not
you?
yourself
Why
can
does he have
develop
more
a
luck
sense of
than me?
belonging in Liyue Harbor.
Some nice hips, not gonna lie.
A sense of belonging.
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it, it always requires a reason. Perhaps someone you've met, or something you've experienced here. Or perhaps you enjoy the atmosphere of Liyue, and you will become accustomed to it. In short,
he lost the 50. Yeah, he did.
Everyone needs a reason to stay. I hope you can find yours soon.
I see.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou! It's your turn! Do you have a question for Ningguang?
Me? Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out, so I figured I may as well get involved with the contest. Ningguang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millelith have set up an ambush.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back. Stay alert.
Beidou? Ningguang? What are you talking about?
Sea monster.
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation.
Oof.
Maybe it's better that you don't know.
Rika actually paid to get more rolls, damn.
When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked down upon Liyue Harbor far below. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade Chamber's shadow would be seen in all 7 nations of Teyvat. My wish has not changed to this very day. However, it is not only out of consideration for myself that I have built the Jade Chamber anew at this time.
I mean, he got his Mona. I told him it was gonna end this way, getting a Mona, and then he's gonna get his Ganya.
And I hope that you can
Ellie said that yesterday, and this is what happened. So he's getting both characters. If he would have explored more, he could have easily gotten. Like, he didn't need to get it first thing now. He could have just waited and explored more, not spend money. But it's okay. Oof. And there we go. Fuck, I wanted to change my team. Fuck. I mean, I lose and sometimes win 50-50, and I still have never gotten a C1 faster. I have Jean C1.
Right on cue.
Oh, there we go. He got his Ganya.
Who is that? Osial's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming!
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it! Well, let's go fetch the Adepta!
No. Huh? In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone!
Oof. It's a pretty scene. Narika has his own help. He's still going? Oh, he's trying to get Zhongli now? Oh my god. No, don't. Oh, damn.
All hands, tsunami incoming!
How does a boat, like, deal with that? Like, that wave looks like it's about to break, so you can't even go over it.
Wait! A giant wave!
So our boat is just going to be crashed. Damn, I can jump fucking far. Ow. Ow. I'm such a big guy. Chang would just destroy you.
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become
you
part
try and
of human
freeze the
society.
yeah. Aw. Well, I think Shenhe is gonna do that now. So no need for Ganyu. Yeah, Shenhe. There we go, yeah. But Ganyu is an adeptus. Oh yeah, true, yeah. And Shenhe is a human, so she can't. Oh, look, there's Ganyu. Ganyu's still there. She's gonna run after. Oh. Nice.
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk.
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death.
Okay. It's okay, I had double
think
shield.
I have the upper hand.
We're good.
We'll help too.
Oh, where the fuck is it? What the fuck is it doing? It's almost dead. Oh shit. Fucking shit.
I will have order. Gather.
Time for a light show.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god.
Shaken and stirred.
Gather.
Double shield. I should have brought Ganyu. Oh well. Oh well. Coggers.
Fuse is lit.
Fucking shit. Fucking shit. What the fuck is this? Oh my fucking god, I can't. I can't.
Unleash.
Can't really use her either. I should have brought Ganyu. Use Am. Okay. There are 3? I thought there were only oh, I guess 3 health bars. I guess it kind of makes sense. Fuck, shit.
Gather.
Think you can bully me? Can't handle your drink. Huh. Fire hazard.
Oh god! Oh god! What the fuck?
Solidify.
Oh my god. Oh my god, please don't.
Fuse is lit.
I don't know where this fucking thing is. Oh, I use the Ana and make him get shot. Can't really do nothing. That's the thing.
Fire hazard.
Just there. God, please. No, No, please. No, please. No, please. No. I did it. Anyways.
Shouldn't we go after her?
It's okay. We did it anyways. Are you alright?
I'm just a little exhausted. Otherwise, fine.
Is Noble just reacting now to Rika's stream?
I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't expect you to follow me. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll likely seek refuge somewhere else.
How did things go underwater?
Just ended that.
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water. It didn't take too much effort to finish the job.
Good. So the crisis has been safely averted.
Woo.
When you visit the Jade Chamber in the future, you will be afforded generous
Ms.
treatment.
Raven, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. How was your stream?
Lady Ningguang,
We have to do the story before I can do the event, apparently. So that's what we're doing. Good. What did he do?
Thank you. How are
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were minimal. Of course, we owe huge thanks to this young lady for her help. On behalf of the entire Millelith, thank you for your service.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the compliments. I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I just wanted to protect you.
Let the soldiers recuperate, but don't let your guard
play
down.
Minecraft? Ooh, fun.
If she returns with a vengeance, we must be prepared.
Noah could play Minecraft.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it not been for Shenhe.
That I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more arduous. If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
Damn, why?
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself compelled to admit that you have evidenced some degree of novel thinking.
Nope.
You have learned from past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance.
Teehee.
This is considerable progress compared to the last time.
And there are really amazing Minecraft worlds created by a bunch of artists, including Ross.
Hence, on balance,
That just came out. Ooh.
one finds your performance
Doesn't
during
have
this trial
a forehead.
satisfactory
Yes,
enough.
a 6.
But there will no doubt be further trials to come in the future. Do not suppose that one will not continue observing you hereafter.
While the position of Tianquan remains mine, I will always ensure Liyue's safety.
Shenhe, one saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed the air of dejection in which you returned. Hopefully this trip to Liyue Harbor has been a different experience.
Yes. I can't explain it, but I feel happier than I expected.
Oh.
Good. Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe. She is a dear child.
Minerals.
In fact,
yeah.
One has many fond memories of Shenhe's childhood that she may be interested to hear about.
There'll be no need for that.
Oh. They are all like this.
Wow.
Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you. One shall be going homeward now.
Please, have a good rest. Come to the Jade Chamber when you have recovered your energy. We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade Chamber and the fact that Liyue has weathered another crisis. This banquet must be the most spectacular ever.
Yeah. Tell me all the memories.
Wow! Everyone's already seated! It's Paimon's first time attending a banquet in the Jade Chamber. The food here looks amazing.
All of you here are my distinguished guests. I am determined that each of you thoroughly enjoys yourself.
Okay.
Those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine is a delight to the senses, but it is far from the only one. I trust you will find the marvelous view from the Jade Chamber to be an equally gratifying indulgence.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Sure have. Honestly, it's the main reason I'm here.
Oh.
I've never missed any of Miss Yun's performances, and I don't intend to start now.
No.
I hear she's going to perform the Divine Damsel of Devastation today, the one written by her father. I've been so excited that I've barely slept the last few nights.
Okay.
Hey, look! Miss Yun is going on stage!
So we can't take anything we can eat. Oh. Sounds like someone wants to get Silver Moncha. She's gonna be talk of the oh my god, Kaluna. No. So cute. So sweet. Pretty. So. I like the animation, it's pretty cute. Almost started laughing? Why? I love that scene, it's really pretty. Because of the singing and what particular? One particular part.
彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
Cute.
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
It was beautiful.
I don't get the singing, but the animation is so. Well, the singing is
It was
like
wonderful.
how they actually sing opera.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to
So
you,
I do get
the divine Damsel
that,
of Devastation is a more
they wanted to
nuanced
stay
tale
true
than
to
ever.
the culture.
The play has an
so it
ending,
makes sense.
but life goes on. I believe you
So I
will
don't
find a
mind
way
it.
to fit in Liyue Harbor.
Thank you. I think I found the opportunity I needed to change.
Ms. Yun.
I'm just curious. I saw like a thing where they showed the CEO of Mihoyo did the dance of Ayaka, right? Where she danced with the fan. He did that. I'm curious now if he did the motion tracking for Yunjin as well now.
This was definitely
Because now I can't unsee him doing any of these like parts.
We'll all have a friendly
Like,
chat. Get better acquainted.
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own choice.
Uh-oh, this feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her old self again.
Seems she still has a long way to go.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.
Woo, 60 primos! What now? New quest. Can I actually do the event now? Do I have to continue? Oh, I actually have the event now. Let's go. Just like that. 2 needs and ooh. Okay, so we have multiple things. Okay, we should go to this quest. I learned that razor attack animation are based on Nero's moveset from Devil May Cry.
For a second there, Paimon really thought the Jade Chamber was gonna be ruined again. Oh, but it's all over now. Who knows if the Lantern Rite can still go on after an incident like that, though.
It will, though.
Let's ask Lady Ningguang how things are shaping up for the festival this year.
Send this report to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and have them delegate each of the tasks on the list to the appropriate departments. Also, be sure to tell them that though the Lantern Rite may be complicated, everything must be done properly.
Hello, Lady Ningguang. It's us again.
She's probably tired of us. We're not disturbing her.
No, of course not. You are my honored guests. And given the looks of you two, I presume that you're here to celebrate the Lantern Rite?
Yes.
That's right. So what's on the agenda for the festival this year?
As always, there will be a variety of activities taking place. Oh, but there is one of particular interest. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is planning a fireworks show this year. It should certainly be worth your time.
Yeah.
Releasing Mingxiao lanterns has always been at the heart of the Lantern Rite. But with all that has occurred in Liyue as of late, I think the people of the city need something to warm their hearts. A feeling of everyone coming together in solidarity. So, I believe that this year calls for a celebration of particular magnificence. Something that would be closer to the hearts of every citizen.
Okay.
We are currently in the process of placing fireworks at various locations all throughout
Fireworks,
Liyue.
let's go.
We shall choose a
Call
timely
you
moment
me,
during
yeah.
the festival to set off all the fireworks in unison, allowing the sparkling lights and excitement to resonate with the hearts of the people.
Fireworks? But we've already seen fireworks in other places before. Is there something special about the fireworks in Liyue?
Fireworks were originally developed alongside many other inventions here in Liyue.
Arcly.
When our
Yeah,
ancestors
true,
first
yeah.
created fireworks, they were originally known as firecrackers. Their bright flashes and loud sounds were often used for warding off beasts or as warning signals to other people.
Okay.
In those days, it was difficult for people to contact one another while out farming the land, so they would carry firecrackers with them to give signals when necessary. But people's lifestyles began to change after Liyue Harbor was founded. They no longer had to travel out of town to tend the fields anymore,
So the use of firecrackers for emergencies also began to dwindle. But through our local customs, the pioneering spirit of the firecrackers has been passed down to this very day. We made improvements to firecrackers and began setting them off during the Lantern Rite to commemorate the tenacious spirit of our ancestors.
Classic Liyue.
Everything has so much history in Liyue.
As I'm sure you already know, everything on this land accumulates history and value as time passes. That is the nature of Liyue. I've left Kuching in charge of the fireworks show. If you're interested, why don't we pay her a visit together?
We'll see her pretty outfit soon. Could have bought it, but I don't want to buy it. I don't want to spend money, but it's so cute. Her outfit's so cute. I want Ningguang's outfit too. But Kuching's outfit... But I'm not gonna buy it, it's okay. I don't really play Kuching. Thank you so much for the follow. So yeah. Oh, let's go. There's Kuching. Are you having a good Tuesday? Oh, thank you.
We need to
Hope
add
you're
a few
having
more
a good
locations
Tuesday as
for
well.
launching fireworks. The show has to be visible all across Liyue, not just in the city. They celebrate Lantern Rite in Jingsa Village too, you know.
But, Lady Kuching, what about our budget?
The budget is exactly what it's meant to be. It's the necessary amount of funds to properly carry out a task.
No.
If you think the current budget will not suffice, then we'll simply have to apply for more funding from the Ministry of Civil Affairs and wait for their approval. Our aim is to organize a memorable Lantern Rite. The budget is there just to facilitate planning. We mustn't lose sight of our goal.
Yes, Lady Kuching. I understand.
Good.
I understand.
And please remember, safety first.
Well.
Oh, it's Ningguang and the Traveler. Good to see you.
She's so cute.
Are you here for the Lantern Rite? Your timing couldn't be any better. The preparations are almost complete.
What you working on?
I'm reviewing the positioning of the fireworks and double-checking the relevant facilities. It's all in a day's work.
Forgive my directness, but if I'm not mistaken, you could just as easily leave these tasks to your subordinates. You've already been working around the clock these past few days. I am sure a break would not be amiss.
No, it's fine. Really, I can handle it. Pengyi, please redraft our plans, make a summary report, and send it to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I'm going into town to check the progress of the fireworks.
It's so pretty. I love Lantern. It's always so pretty everywhere.
As for you, Traveler, you're our esteemed guest. Please take the opportunity to stay in Liyue Harbor and enjoy the Pengyi, is everything clear? Please remember the tasks I've given you.
Yes, Lady Kuching. Don't worry.
Good. Ningguang, Traveler, goodbye for now.
I have two main triangles, Mona and Kuching in NA, but I don't have her outfit in there. Aww.
Please, excuse me, Lady Ningguang. And, Traveler. I must get going.
My cat is here now.
Lady
Aww,
Kuching
cute.
told me a great deal of information, and I have to write up the plans from scratch again, so time is of the essence. Oh, one moment. I almost forgot. Here, Traveler. This is a launch tube. Lady Kuching said you may be interested, so she had me keep one to give to you. Someone with good handicraft skills should be able to use this to design their very own fireworks.
I get
You
my
should
own
try it when you
firework.
have the chance.
Pug. I'm getting my own fireworks.
Paimon couldn't get a single word in just now.
Well,
More
good.
like Paimon didn't dare open her mouth while they were talking. But still.
Has an important presence.
Did you notice it too? Lady Kuching is a lot more outspoken than she used to, and she seems a whole lot busier too.
Ever since the Adepti left Liyue Harbor in the hands of mortals, we Qixing have taken up the responsibility of leading the people. We have taken charge of many vital tasks in various sectors, and we are responsible for planning and organizing all sorts of affairs. That said, being in charge of everything inevitably takes its toll. Jiangzhou was responsible for planning the Lantern Rite in former years, but her father is getting quite old now, so she transferred to another department this year. In the end, the Lantern Rite planning was left to Kuching and myself. I am the head organizer, while Kuching is responsible for the highly anticipated fireworks show. Such an important event should be entrusted to the most qualified candidate. Kuching is disciplined, yet passionate about her work, so she's naturally the best fit for the job.
Huh?
She's definitely disciplined. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. She is strict with both herself and others, to the point that she can even become overly involved at times. She's where I'm concerned about the effects it may have in the long run. Finding balance is an essential concept in Liyue culture. I've tried talking to her, but you know how she is. She uses her wit to talk circles around anyone. Traveler, you are quite close to Kuching.
Am I?
Why don't you try talking to her?
Am I? Sure,
Thank you, Traveler.
Am I close
I am glad
to
you
her?
were
I
able
don't
to
think
help.
so.
Kuching can be a tough nut to crack sometimes. I still have other business to attend to at the Jade Chamber. I'll leave Kuching in your capable hands.
Okay.
Are you sure you can really persuade Kuching to take a break? Even Ningguang herself couldn't manage to convince her. Besides, before you can persuade someone, you have to at least understand how they feel at the moment. Kuching has been working non-stop without a break.
She must feel very tired.
Duh! Come on, everyone knows that. Think harder.
Well, what about
How
me?
does she
Maybe
feel
I've been working hard.
down inside? Or maybe we could ask a friend. You know, someone more knowledgeable about
Let's
these
talk
things.
to Zhongli.
Zhongli? Oh, there's no arguing that. Zhongli it is then.
Woo!
Paimon thinks he's still a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Let's go see if he's there.
Paimon doesn't really need to be alive, does she? No, not really. Fine. Wait, so does Zhongli work for Hu Tao? Because she said he isn't a consultant for the funeral parlor, but doesn't Hu Tao own it? So does he work for Hu Tao? We travel out here working our butts off. Yeah, we're just dragging her along. Is the boss, I think. Oh, so Hu Tao works for Zhongli.
Hello. How may I help you?
We're looking for your consultant, Zhongli.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid he is currently out with the director.
Out with the director? Oh, you mean for work?
The director said that they were going for a walk. If you prefer, you could go look for them at third round knockout.
Oh.
I've heard the director often goes there to do, promotion.
A consultant for funeral par, yes. It's my opinion that this person is dead. Oh my god. Yeah, see, so the director is Hu Tao, the consultant is Zhongli, so wouldn't Zhongli be working for Hu Tao?
Yum, yum, yum. Ooh,
I don't know why
so full.
Xingling's there.
Not another bite. Hats off to you, Xiangling. Serving the grilled fish with a dipping sauce is quite an innovative approach. The flavor is just to die for.
That's my signature dipping sauce. I knew it would taste great.
Tempered Jueyun chili powder mixed with garlic paste and chopped scallions. Then seasoned with salt, vinegar, and soy sauce, before finally sizzling in hot oil. This recipe may seem a bit crude,
Got you
but is
upload again
entirely
actually
hinged on the
because we were
precise
about
balancing of
to
flavors and seasonings by the chef.
negotiate your challenge.
Everything
oh my
must be balanced just right.
Ah.
It is the consummate mastery of this balance that turns a humble dish into an exquisite.
I don't know how jobs work.
Oh, that's quite a compliment, don't you think?
That sounds so good.
I'm flattered. Thank you, Mr. Zhongli. And I thought I have a way with words. But you certainly take the prize, Mr. Zhongli.
You are too kind, Director. Your eloquence is infamous in Liyue Harbor.
Oh, what's that? Oh, would you like to order something, Guoba? Oh, please, by all means, it's my treat. I'll just open a tab under Xiangling. Hey, are you guys talking about tasty
pretty
food again?
Good. Glad you liked it.
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon. What brings you to this side of town? Hold on, let me take a wild guess. Yes. Oh, you must be here for the lantern rite. Isn't that pretty obvious? Anybody could have guessed that. Yeah, come on. Can't you take a
We
joke?
just invited ourselves and sat down. Lol.
I was just letting everyone try my latest dish. The owner of Third
Damn,
Round Knockout says
sit
it's...
down.
well,
Just
a
sat
real
down
knockout.
ourselves.
Mr. Zhongli and Hu Tao seem to like it too, but I think it never hurts to let more people do a taste test. How about it, you two? Would you like to have a taste?
Sure.
Don't have to ask Paimon twice.
Food.
Or once even.
Free food. Wow, I denied.
You're not gonna try any? Oh, fine.
We meet again, Traveler. I trust your journey is going well?
Not bad. We're learning a lot along the way.
Splendid. Therein lies the value of a journey.
So come on. Why are you looking for our good consultant? Do enlighten us. And just in case you were wondering, we're on business too. We only tried Xiangling's dish since we just happened to be here.
Lol.
Business? What kind of business
Can't
would
even
the
wait to
Wangxiang
find- oh my God.
funeral parlor possibly have during a festival? Even during the most joyous of holidays, life still follows its natural course, does it not? Is that really so surprising? But there isn't a need to be alarmed. It's just a nice day today, and I thought we could go for a walk while doing a little promotion for our business. Oh, you could go ahead and chat away. Xiangling and I will go have some tea with the boss over there. Oh, Zhongli, please come get me when you're through here.
Of course. I'll see you later, Director. Now then, Traveler. What brings you to see me today?
Well, long story short. Lol.
Yes. The Yuheng is honest, intelligent, and most diligent. She is capable of shouldering responsibilities that few others could. But everything has a balance, and one's health must certainly weigh in.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone knows you're super knowledgeable. Paimon bet
Yes,
she would listen
very
to someone
knowledgeable,
like you.
Zhongli.
If I were still the mighty Rex Lapis, I might be able to help her see reason. But alas, I'm now nobody but an ordinary consultant. My words no longer carry the same weight as they once did. Besides, I am by no means close to the Yuheng. Taking the liberty to lecture her may just as easily produce the opposite of the desired
5 hours
effect.
later.
Oh, you're right.
Promoting a funeral parlor. Wow. What a couple of
We
working
could take a more subtle, indirect approach
dying
to the
to
matter.
get back. Oh my
Such
god.
as telling a story that resonates with her, containing your message conveyed within it. Such a story can be achieved by referencing topics from her daily life. The story could prove even more effective if you weave in something about someone close to her.
Paimon doesn't really get it.
Let's go speak with others who are familiar
I
with
knew
Genshin.
you'd understand what to do. Well done, Traveler. Go collect some source materials for your story.
Business must
Of
be
course,
done. Oh my god.
I can always provide you with my advice if needed. Once we have formulated the plot, you can tell the story to the Yuheng. You are on amiable terms with the Yuheng, which makes you the natural candidate.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So we need to talk with people who know Kuching, right?
So who should we start with?
Greetings, everyone. I hope I'm not intruding.
He loves, but not smell or change fish.
Mr. Zhongli, I didn't expect to see you here. Thank you for all your assistance during the rite of parting.
You are most welcome, Yu-Hung. It was the least I could do.
Why? And what's with your strange expression? Oh, I see. My apologies. I appear to have interrupted your conversation with Mr. Zhongli.
No, not at all.
Are you here looking for us?
Yes. I was going to ask you to introduce me to the Adepti. I thought that it would be fitting to send them some festive gifts. On behalf of the Liyue Qixing.
But didn't you meet them when we were fighting to defend Liyue Harbor together? You could just as easily go and find them in Juyun Karst.
Yes, but we only met briefly on that single occasion.
Oof,
the Adepti may have already forgotten about me. And I'm concerned it would be imprudent to show up so suddenly. Which is why I thought it would be more appropriate to ask you to introduce me first.
So you even have to run around delivering gifts in person? It sure doesn't seem easy to be a Qixing.
Thank you, Traveler. Let me go and prepare the gifts. I'm sorry to make you run errands with me during our big festival. I
don't know when I can start this event.
I'll be sure to get you back in time to enjoy the fireworks show. Huh? Together?
Together.
All right. I'll go to see the fireworks with you once I've finished my work. Speaking of which, Mr.
Has
Zhongli,
Noble started it
the
yet?
fireworks show will be particularly exciting this year. Please, don't miss it.
Ah, yes. Thank you for your kind reminder.
I should be going now. Traveler, please come find me at the Jade Chamber once you're ready.
Okay, bye, Kachin. I think so. Oh.
And there she goes.
So you can do event things already? I can't.
That's the Yu-Hung. Efficient and reliable as
He
ever.
didn't start.
You're really reliable too, Zhongli.
Why, thank you, Paimon.
Well, I mean, he was rolling and doing
Don't forget our
dailies,
earlier
and he started
conversation.
like 30 minutes
Once you've
after
collected
I
enough
did.
story material, we can meet here again and discuss things further.
Plus, I didn't have any dailies left. Okay, use launch tube, gadget in your inventory to select. Smells firework. Start. Prison chain.
Could you ever do VAing? Or are you like me, and behind the scene meme?
You mean voice acting? I don't know. Thank you, GT Man, for the 100 bits. I don't know if I would ever do voice acting. During the challenge, each time you click, single smell, time amount of door, blah, click, blah, finish smelting. During the effect smelting technique, each smelting will also consume certain amount of launch tubes. Finish smelling. Okay. Actually, the voice act. You didn't voice he. Good voice act coming. It should be natural. Oh my god. Wait, I'm so confused on how to do these. Quality rating. Oh, I have to get a rating too. So I just plop down nothing? Did I get them? Not those kinds again. Okay, this is what I just had, like. Silver Night and Mountain Cloud. I don't get it. I don't. Is there specific places we have to go? How the fuck do we do the firework thing? Do I just go anywhere? Oh. And so how do I attempt this? Small. Click, select. I don't. Okay. I don't understand this. You have to place. I'm assuming I have to do it another time. And then have it there, right? No, we go to color? Oh, that went a bit too far. Fuck. Oh no. Well, time for me to go back to work. Have a good stream. Okay, Hoopachu, hope you have a good time. Okay. 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 Do it. Oh, and then I have to make a set? Huh? I'm so confused, Jack. Okay, I got all of these though. So now I have to do the second one. Okay, I can do that. So we attempt this. I don't know where to get oh shit, there's more. Sure. And then do a 10 one. That went way over, but that's alright, I guess. Okay, and then let's say 14. Hi Lucaria, how are you? Okay, so we did that, and then we go height. Just want a tiny bit. It's too much again. It's okay. Okay, now it's okay. What? Oh, because I've been going for so long. Ah, shit. Wait. No. The highest one. So. We'll set higher. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Oh, fuck. It's too high. Fuck. Shit. I wanted to change it. That's way too far too. LOL. No, that's still got it though. LOL. Okay. Fine with that. Twitch has other notifications you can use besides normal default notifications. Well, we did that. Okay. That's done. It's now telling us to do this. Sure, we shall navigate to this. I feel like you can do this all in one day, to be honest. With how fast that one.
Gather round. If you're passing by, don't pass this up.
Oh, it's
Introducing the amazing Shadow Lantern. Shadow Lantern? Ooh, Paimon's never heard of this one before.
That's bullshit. We did it last year.
To have some fun. Care to check out the Shadow Lantern?
What the hell, Paimon? We did this last year.
All you have to do is rotate the objects inside the Shadow Lantern. Get all the shadows to merge in a certain way, and the most incredible images will be revealed before your very eyes. Intrigued? You should try it out for yourself.
No, this, yeah, right?
It's set up right here. Please,
Paimon was lying. We did this last
at
year.
your leisure. I hope the Shadow Lantern shows you something true. Sounds pretty cool. Let's give it a whirl.
Okay. Okay. What? Oh, to rotate. Okay. I don't know what's. Oh. No. What the hell is this supposed to be? Oh. Pfft. Caught it. Hehe. Oh my god. Hello? I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh my god. Please. Why can't I? There we go. Have you ever watched Brule Theater? No, I have not. I only have one more. I don't know how this rotating thing works. Can that just change progress? Oh my god, please. my god, please. I don't understand this. Okay, it has to be in this. No. No. I don't know. And this rotating thing is annoying me so much. What the fuck? I can't finish this. I'm not gonna finish it. What the fuck is that? Oh, I had to move it a bit down. That's why. There we go. Cheeky. Question what this is, but I'm over here wondering how they turn without him. I don't know.
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
Essence, souvenir. Do you know what they are? Nope. This is supposed to be a kite, I think. Yeah. I'm assuming it just gets harder and harder. I have to do one more and then I can choose my character. Not yet. Okay, we have this one left. Ooh. And all the rest is tomorrow. Ooh, another cutscene.
A great many things are still unaccounted for. The new Jade Chamber is missing many of the contents held by its predecessor.
Okay. What kind of?
All the literature, furniture, and ornaments I had collected followed the original Jade Chamber to its watery grave. Most of it was destroyed in the process, and the small handful of items that survived intact are strewn across the water's surface. Reclaiming it takes someone with sturdy sea legs to handle this job. But even then, I just can't tell whether Beidou will be able to fish out everything herself.
Fish out?
Wait, so you made Beidou go and fish your stuff out of the sea for you?
To claim that I made her do anything would be imprecise.
Wow.
We reached a mutually beneficial agreement, as is always the case in our dealings.
You pay Beidou.
Payment is one aspect of it, but I also compensate her in other ways.
Oh, what other ways?
Let's just say it's a little complicated. Anyway, Beidou is currently in the Guyan Stone Forest area. If you're interested, go pay her a visit. You may be just the help she needs.
Wait, other things. Do Ningguang and Beidou have a thing? Yeah, exactly, Baluna. That's what I'm thinking. Do they have a thing? Do they have a thing going on? Yeah, look. Yeah. Could be interesting.
Ningguang, really trying my patience.
Barking
I'm
when
sorry,
that
but if the Jade Chamber smashed into smithereens when it hit the sea, then so did everything inside it.
No, but
Just because I know the ocean doesn't mean I have the power to fish up the past. Oh, Traveler, what are you doing out this way?
I think this is gonna create a lot of fan art now.
Great, you couldn't have picked a better time. The whole fleet's caught up with other things right now, so I'll take all the help I can get. Look, I even had to rope Xinyan into this.
Yeah, what's the occasion? Did you come all the way out here to do a performance?
You bet I did. Nothing official, mind you. Beta wanted to hold a feast on board, and I
He
agreed
was
to
like,
come play
yeah,
a couple
you
of tunes.
know what they're doing.
But all that went
Oh
out
my
the window
God.
when someone showed up saying they were one of Ningguang's secretaries. They called Beta away.
I think it was Bai Wen or Bai Xiao. Well, it was anyway. Ningguang apparently came up with the bright idea of me going out on the sea and salvaging a bunch of her old valuables. She seems pretty willing to shell out for it too. Well, at the end of the day, the price was right. So, yeah.
And
we
the
took
price
work.
was right.
Now, if we're gonna go trawling for trinkets, we're gonna need a smaller vessel.
Oh my God.
All the available boats have been dispatched already. But by
What
the
is
looks of it, we're
this?
still one short.
Have
So
fun,
you
have
have
fun.
your own vessel, do ya? Great, let's take yours then. The more people we have on this job, the better. Because the sooner we get this wrapped up, the sooner we can get that feast going and actually enjoy the festival.
I don't know, I think they definitely have a thing going on from all the context it's given here. No, that's going further away. What the fuck is Noble doing? Oh. Okay, and where's my boat? Or my boat? Oh shit, I didn't summon the boat yet. Whoops. There, my boat.
So, this is it? This is your boat? It's
You haven't-
really,
wow.
Compact.
Wow.
But it works. It's
Toxic.
about the right size for sweeping up junk from the water surface.
The
Toxic.
only thing is, we're packed in like sardines here. There's nowhere to
You're
put my
pretty
guitar.
close to Noble.
Xinyan,
Hold up, are those treasure hoarders?
we don't usually see these guys out at sea. But they'd be here for the
Huh? Why are they headed back to shore?
No.
to reconvene with their posse, I'll bet.
That's a lot of crystals right
Speed
there.
it up a notch, Traveler. This is a chase now.
No. Is it now? I mean, ever since Beto came out as a pirate, I would have guessed Ningguang would do a lot of favors. Wait, when did Iona die?
They're gaining on us. We can't give them the slip. Calling Carmen.
Carmen? What kind of treasure hoarder has a name like that?
One that I happen to know pretty well. Didn't think we'd be running into him.
Here come the fireworks!
Hehe. They can't hurt you.
All of you!
Yeah.
Are you blind? Can't you see this is Captain Beto? Captain Beto, it's been a while. Still fighting fit, I see.
I guess it has been a while, Carmen. You're looking a little worse for wear.
Carmen.
Maybe if you did your own dirty work rather than dispatching your minions, you wouldn't be so out of breath right now.
How you jest, Beto. Very amusing.
To get serious for a second, though, I'm gonna be needing all of this. So put everything down, and I won't cause you any more trouble.
Of course, of course.
Is a female
Whatever
name?
Captain
Yeah.
Beto wants. You heard her, people. Drop the goods. Here you are. It's all here. So,
No, he's scared.
Wow, he did what we asked without a second thought.
Couldn't run off quickly enough either.
Don't waste any more time on them. We've still got salvaging to do. But we should load this stash onto the boat first. Come on, Traveler, help me out here.
Ah, shit. Doesn't really work, does it?
Solidify!
Dang, all them crystals.
Solidify!
And back to my boat I go. I have to remember the spot for mining.
Hey! There's some things floating on the water!
Oh, no shit.
Can't quite make out what they are. Let's bring them in and take a look. I'll take the rudder. Traveler, Xinyan, go reel them in.
There's so much shit on the water.
Hey! Looks like another treasure hoarder raft straight up ahead. But why is it empty?
I guess Carmen told all his people to call it off. Smart choice. He knows who he's up against. Let's keep going.
Lol.
Come on. We gotta wrap this up soon. Leave the junk, take anything and everything of value. And I need a few of you to load the boat up. Move it!
Teehee.
Whatever you're about to do, don't. And whatever goods you're holding, they're mine now.
Beto?
I might ask you the same question.
I mean, what does it look like?
What the fuck?
We got lucky. Found some
What
treasure
is
floating
Noble
around in the
doing? What
ocean.
happened?
If you see anything you like, it's yours for the taking. A token of our esteem for the mighty Captain
What?
Beto.
Is he
Is
doing
that right?
okay?
Well, good. I'll take it all.
Come
Angry?
on.
Explain.
Be reasonable here. Me and the guys have been busting a gut gathering all this up. You gotta leave us a little something,
He's playing
surely.
side and
Let me make this
seek
crystal clear.
as a zone.
These things do not belong to you, and they never will.
Hide and seek.
So you're gonna put them down, and then you're gonna get as far away from me as is physically possible.
That's a little,
Huh.
So he's doing wind
Sounds
trace,
a lot
I'm
like
assuming?
you're stalling to me. Talk is cheap. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way.
At some point, suddenly started talking, so the guy suddenly found him. Oh my god.
Right on target. You're open. You're open. You're open. Right on target.
Fire hazard!
Right on target.
Ring cutter! No, my
The boat's loaded in the water, boss. Come take a look.
Captain Beidou pulls no punches. Retreat! Retreat!
If the boss is bailing, we'd better bail too.
Looks like they're out of here.
We're sorry we offended you, Captain Beidou. Give us some time. We'll find a way to make it right. I promise.
Just act like a child and vented all my frustration on Twitch last Twitter. What? I think the post was about Star Wars. I feel much better. Asked me if I really wanted to post a message. Takes so much pride. Penny.
Who cares?
What?
They didn't take anything with them. The bigger problem here is there's no way all of this is going to fit onto your boat. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Unload the boat and put everything here in one place.
I'm going to feel so guilty, but I don't care.
Based on the original plan, Sea Drake's boat should be coming past here at some point. When they get here, we'll hitch a ride with them.
Even though Twitch notifications do suck, you should not get it.
In the meantime, Traveler, head back to the Jade Chamber and deliver a message to Ningguang for me. Just tell her we're almost done fishing for trinkets here, so she should start getting my compensation ready. All right. Thanks, Traveler. If both Carmen and Leo were here, then I wonder if that other boss of theirs, Big Sis, is snooping around. I've got to tell Sea Drake and the rest of the crew to stay on high.
Okay. At least it's a message. Messages! Plural! How many messages did you send? Oh my god.
Time to act.
Lol. I should.
Sorry. Anything business related is confidential.
Mine. Yoink. Anything else? Observe. What the fuck? One to Twitch, the other was to stream.
Welcome back. I trust Beidou is making good progress on salvaging the items. Treasure hoarders. I see. Yes, I can imagine that must have been rather irksome. It sounds like you scared them off on this occasion.
Yes.
But it won't end there. They are not the type to forgive and forget.
For stream specifically,
You needn't concern yourself with them any
it
further, though.
Much.
Leave them to Beidou.
Okay.
She is well versed in handling treasure hoarders. I will be sure to make preparations for her compensation. I also owe you my thanks for coming all this way to deliver Beidou's message. Here, now, please excuse me. I have other business that demands my attention. I wish you a fun-filled festival.
Sorry.
Hi, Marta, how are you? I'm assuming I have to go get the boat again. Okay, there were multiple locations where I can summon boats, I saw. What the? Huh.
I will have order.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
What the fuck was that?
What the? Huh? Goldfish up down! outlines your fate.
Okay.
Time to act. Body and mind.
I'm alive. How about you? I'm doing okay. Notification dot was stream. Sorry. You can always just rewatch the VODs. It's nothing to get like super mad about. There are always VODs that you can watch.
This is order.
And that's what you do, yeah.
Time for a light show.
Sure, you can't interact with the streamer, but like
let me weave you a
something. At 2 times stream, yeah, exactly. It's the same here. I usually watch it at 2 times speed as well.
Fuse is lit.
Order guide you.
Rain outlines your fate.
Fire hazard. A festive retreat.
Supposed to be a boat thing here. Oh, I see it. I'm watching 2 times speed on the phone. How did you figure out what the 12 months is in? Figure out what the 12 month... Huh? I'm confused. On 1/12/21. Oh, what the month is? So if you're in Europe, then it would be day, month, year. If you're in America, it would be month, day, year. It's a month, but which one? The 12 is a month, but which? We use that in South America. Yeah, we have... Damn. Isn't 12 usually December? I'm so confused. What the fuck? No. Fucking specters out on this? December. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of the world uses that format. Day, month, year. Yeah, it makes sense. Christmas is exactly 11 months away. Okay, there's one that way, there's one this way. We'll go this way. Just like specters as well, yeah. And then there was one back there. I used that on my clips when I put it in. These are so easy. Just chucking them in the water. Is there like a map that tells me where these are? No. No, I haven't done that yet. I've done this. And these are still locked. Navigate, fine. I'll take my boat there. What the hell? What is this here? Okay, interesting. Hi Shadow Neko, how are you? How's everyone doing? I'm doing good. Good. And we're here.
Guess we're doing this.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
This is order.
Hi, Going Elite. How are you?
Solidify.
The fuse is lit. Here come the fireworks.
What the hell is
It's not over
that?
yet. Sayona special.
Order guide you.
Sorry, no, you're fine.
Fire hazard.
Why the fuck did these rune hunters decide to be part of this?
Rain outlines your fate.
Time for a light show.
Why?
Close the ship too.
I will have order. Gather.
Who invited you over?
Rain cutter.
The fuse is lit.
The fuck? Hey, Winston? Yeah. Oh. My god, I'm stuck now. No. Okay. There we go. Okay. God, God. Fuck.
That tingle?
Oh god.
Another test subject. Another test subject. Another test subject.
Oh my god.
Another test subject.
Why the fuck won't it explode the barrels anymore? There we go. Alright. Excited for Pokemon? Yes. I am. Still have to pre-order it though. Okay, next one. There are multiple ones, interesting. So there is a lot to do for this event then. Come out this Friday. Wait, is this the same, literally the same one? Where's this one? Oh, here. To do this one. '28th, I believe. Yep. Would you say is good to go into ocean in California now? Now, no. It's freezing cold. Nova was talking about how cold it is. No, so if you're staying long in the ocean, so like a lot of surfers, they wear wetsuits. They're winter and summer wetsuits, depending on the thickness of your wetsuit, of the neoprene. It's a summer or a winter wetsuit, as well as the length. So you can have one that like only goes up to your upper thigh and up to your like basically like a shirt kind of length. And then the winter wetsuit is like full, covers your entire body. So that's how surfers can surf. But I would not recommend going out in the water in winter. It'd be cold because all the water currents come from Alaska down. So it'd be cold.
Another test subject. I got careless. Another test subject. That tingle? Another test subject. Suffocate.
Oh, let's go. Oops. Did anyone see the leaks for Pokemon Arceus specifically designed for Brilliant? No, I did not. I did not see no leaks. Wait, what? Did I not just do that? Okay, I did all of them. Yeah, did all of that. And then part 2 is still locked. Can't do that. Do you know how to swim? Yeah, I do. Okay, I guess that's all done for today, I guess. In progress, all of these. No, I don't know where to get these. I'm assuming it's from the last thing. Well, I can, I guess, get these things for now. I guess. Okay, can't buy any more. Sure. Oh shit, I didn't do max. There we go. Change. There we go. You get them from event. Yeah, I know, I know. Well, I did everything for today. Did all of these. Yep. Did this, can't do more. Can't do that. Okay. We are done. Me. Finish that. Can't do that right now. Okay. You wanna see the clip I mentioned earlier? You mean the clip that you shared with us earlier, or confused? Confused, angry. What clip do you mean? The one about Zongdong revealing. Yeah, sure. I'm down to see it. Oh. When meteor shooting? I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm working down the list slowly.
I can't wait to see my
Hi Doom, how are you? Damn, you already uploaded this? That was quick. Yeah, you have to kind of wiggle around with Song Li and other characters. Can't stay completely still.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across the shore stay a while.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, Zogly! Shut the fuck up, Zogly! Shut the fuck up, Zogly! Shut the fuck up, Zogly, bro! Zogly, bro! Oh my fucking god, I can't! I fucking can't, bro!
I can't wait to see my adorable daughter again.
Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
How do I send a video for the list? I don't have nothing.
Oh my god.
Look,
This is why you don't use Zogly in this? Yeah.
Don't have
I can see that. Holy shit.
I'll say stuff in time when it comes.
At least that was Manthus. What? Fucking Zogly, please. All right. Am I clutching this for the team?
No, he's gonna get caught again because he doesn't want to hide, is he?
If we've got nothing else
I think I'm clutching this for the team.
Tell you a story?
Let's go. You're welcome, team.
Lol.
You're welcome.
Yeah, actually.
All right. One without using disguise. Fucking Zogly almost gave my ass away, bitch.
I thought you said you were working on a list. No, I didn't say that. I'm working through the list of stuff I have to do for the subathon. That's what I was saying. So the next one is Animal Crossing. Then we are exploring places that I've visited. Then is the media share. Then is cosplay. And then I do the drawing. I'm working through that list. So yeah. That's what I'm doing. Oh, the
Fireworks are for now, but friends
so
are
many
for
good girls. Ooh, cosplay, yeah. But anyways, chat, I'm gonna call it here. I'm getting tired. So yeah, we've been already going through 3-ish hours, a little bit over. So yeah, we're going to raid Cup of Cocoa. She is playing Genshin right now. So yeah, hope you guys had a good time. Thank you guys for all the bits, for all the subs, for all the follows, for the raid, and for joining me today. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, because I didn't stream yesterday, and I wasn't supposed to stream today, but I'll stream tomorrow. So, see you then. Bye!
Hello, Ningguang. Oh, there's his cousin.